Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new, if you're not new, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina and today I am back with a video that I'm very excited about that has been 2 months in the making. I'm doing another show breakdown and today I'm going to be talking about the show Euphoria, specifically season 2 of Euphoria that has officially ended as of the past Sunday. I've been put through, I feel like, non-stop hell for the past 8 weeks, so I have a lot to say and I'm just gonna get into it. If you haven't watched my show breakdowns, basically it's just me talking about the characters, what they did, how I feel about them, and then at the end I'm going to talk about what I like and what I dislike. I don't want to waste any more time, so let's just get into it. First character I'm going to be talking about is Faye. First of all, just gets dumped on Fez unprovoked. Literally kills a man, and this guy, her boyfriend, literally like, hey, I need her to hide somewhere, and then she just ends up staying there for like weeks. Okay, sure, whatever. She stays there for weeks, eats food out of their fridge, literally does little to nothing but get high, and she pays them back by doing what? Tells them very last minute that, hey, you're being recorded. Like, hey, my boyfriend is working with the police to take you guys down. Y'all are praising her on Twitter right now for doing the bare minimum very last minute, and I don't appreciate that. She knew days in advance. She didn't tell anyone. Could you imagine how differently the finale would have played out if she just told them, like, straight up? What was her reason for not doing it? I'm so confused. Like, what? There is none. There is none. She was just there to be there. Like, the addition of Faye this season was so unnecessary, and I feel little to nothing about Faye other than the fact that, like, what was the point? And I feel like I'm going to be saying that throughout the rest of this video because there were so many things that happened this season that just didn't need to happen. So many characters that did things that didn't need to happen. Characters in this season that didn't need to be in this season. And Faye's just the first. So I'm just going to get her out of the way. That's all there is to say about Faye. If she's in next season, fine. But, like, what is her purpose? Like, what is she really going to do? Because she did little to nothing this season. Helped out in the, like, the last 5 minutes. And then what? Next, I'm going to be talking about Ash. Oh, you know, good old Ashtray. Yeah, I'm irritated. I love him, but I'm irritated because I was happy with the way things were going for him throughout the season because it's basically the same as what happened in season 1, except he's a lot more aggressive this season, I feel like, but he's going to get the shit done. Literally anyone who crosses Fez, they're instantly on Ash's hit list, and they have like 5 seconds before that hit list is complete. Like, he's really not with the shit. He will strike anyone head on. It doesn't matter. And it's been proven time and time again as the season goes on. But in that finale, I'm a little pissed off. The stuff that happened with Ash didn't need to happen. First of all, him killing the boyfriend, I was like, okay, I saw that coming because he's very like trigger happy. Granted, he killed him with a box cutter, but still, same thing. Like, he's very, like, he's not afraid to do it. Like, he will. I felt like between him and Fez, he's the one that usually gets the shit done. So I wasn't surprised when he killed Faye's boyfriend. What I was surprised by was how he handled the rest of the situation. There are so many other ways that it could have been dealt with, and Ash locking himself in a bathroom with a bunch of ammo and guns ready, I'm kind of confused. It doesn't match up with his character at all, and I don't know why. I feel like the guy that plays Ash probably needs to get killed off for a reason. Maybe he has something in his schedule that he won't be able to, like, film for season 3 of Euphoria, because it seemed like a very last minute decision to kill him off. The way that it was handled, it was so... I mean, I had a feeling someone was going to die, but I didn't think if it was going to be him, fine. But the way that he died makes no sense. Ash isn't stupid. Like, he's a kid, obviously. So, like, I expect him to be a little naive at some points, but he's not stupid. He's very observant, and he's the quickest thinker between him and Fez. I feel like him doing what he did was ridiculous and didn't need to happen that way. Like, honestly, if they were going to kill him off, fine, whatever. But the way that they went about it was honestly, like, it hurt me because it made no sense. Like, the choices he made in those last, like, 10 minutes were so questionable that it makes little to no sense up here. Like, he deserved a better death. If he was going to go out like that, he deserved a better death. He's shooting up the hallway knowing that Fez is in the hallway. Like, what? Like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense to his character, and I'm kind of mad that Sam did that to him. I'm mad at a lot of things that Sam Levinson did this season, but this is like at least top 3. Because what... If you were going to kill off one of the best characters, fine, but could have done a better job at executing it. Could have been done differently. So differently. You know, let me move on. That's Ash. I love him. R.I.P. He deserved better. Next, Fezco. Oh my god, I love Fez too. Surprise, surprise. So, not gonna lie, his little crush on Lexi was the only thing that was like keeping me hooked throughout the season. Between that and Rue, like, I was hooked. I didn't really expect for Fez and Lexi to be a thing this season. That was very out of left field. But the chemistry is there. The last like 3 episodes where they kind of just have to do a montage of their moments to like show like, hey, remember these 2 that we paired up in like episode 1 that you probably forgot about because we haven't brought them up in like 6 episodes? Yeah, those 2. They talk on the phone and everything and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I thought that the little like phone montage was cute because I was wondering how often do they talk to each other? Because in episode 6, I'm pretty sure like Lexi was over his house. So I was like, huh, this is because we haven't got a moment with them together since episode 1 when that happened. So I was like, okay, when are they talking? Okay, I'm gonna get to this more when I talk about the things I dislike about this season, but I feel like they really just threw in random scenes for each episode and hope that people will be able to like understand the plot, though it didn't flow well. They were hoping that we could figure out and piece together what happened, even though I don't even think that anyone behind the scenes knows what even happened. They're just hoping that we'll think it's very artistic, like it's an artistic choice. But the way that Fez and Lexi's relationship was handled was very odd to me. I don't know. They're cute, but very forced near the end. Not even gonna lie. I felt like they were really trying to force down the narrative. Like, hey, these 2 talk. Don't forget, these 2 definitely talk. Don't forget about that. Fez in general, I just feel bad for him. I hope that while he's in the slammer, because obviously he's definitely going to jail after what happened, I hope while he's in the slammer he at least gets some peace. He's been taking care of people his whole life. What, between Ashtray, who's now dead, Faye, who I don't know is dead, I honestly don't care if she is or isn't, and Rue. He's just been taking care of all these people, and his grandmother, who's like literally in the other room while bullets are being thrown down her hallway, like nearly dying. Like, he's been taking care of literally everyone. I just want him to find some peace, and if that's gonna be in jail, it's sad to say, but so be it. Like, too many people have been banging on his doorstep asking for help, and he's just there with open arms because he's just too good of a person, and I really want better for him next season. But at this point, I don't even know. I will say though, the best thing that he did was beat Nate's ass in the first episode, because I was like, there's no way we're going a whole season without Nate getting his ass handed to him, and he did it with swiftness. Oh, it was so satisfying. I was grinning ear to ear when it happened. It was amazing. I also enjoyed his backstory. I thought that was really good. The backstory with his grandma and how Ash became basically like his brother. It was a great way to start the season with him and end it with him at the same time. With him and Ash's brotherhood. Next, we're gonna get into the Jacobs family. Not even like the whole family, but like the menaces that we all know and hate. First, we're gonna get to Cal. Have fun in jail. Don't mess with Fez in jail, because I feel like Sam's gonna pull some shit where it's like, oh my god, yeah, they're cellmates. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm begging. Let Fez have some peace. Because Cal has already disrupted his peace once when he literally came into his store with a Glock in his pocket, threatening him in cold blood. I was like, okay, you're very bold. Then coming up into his house, like, yeah, Cal, no more Cal next to Fez. I'm so serious. I do feel like his backstory was very cute. I feel like that backstory was wasted on a character like Cal, though, because ever since that backstory, y'all have been on your knees for Cal Jacobs, and I'm so confused. What happened to the original plot of the movie? Why is everyone saying, oh my god, Cal, best character? Y'all are going to a not so heavenly place. A predator filming people without their consent. Interesting. But somehow that's like out of the, like, that's like not up here. That doesn't register up here because y'all got a cute little 20-minute backstory of like from the 80s of a gay relationship. that didn't even amount to anything. Let's just be clear, that backstory amounted to literally nothing with the actual plot. Because usually I'm okay with like a one character centered episodes as long as it like adds up to what's happening throughout the rest of that one episode. That little story took up 20 minutes of the episode, and the rest of the 40 minutes of the episode was just everything else but Cal. I'm so confused. And then like when he was back in the episode, he peed on the floor and told his sons that he regrets having them, and then he left. I mean, granted, if I had a son not like Nate, I would probably do the same thing, but like with a little bit more class, you know, because there's nothing classy about peeing on your hardwood floor, telling your wife that you've been banging men and transsexual, like literally anything under the sun for years into their marriage, and saying it in front of your sons, and then telling your son that like he's your worst regret. Like it's bad for Cal out here. So yeah, I hope he has fun in jail, and I hope that he just leaves everyone alone, because since the first episode he's just been pissing me off. Oh, also, how is he gonna go up into Cassie and Lexi's home and like threaten them? Teenagers. He went up, because I feel like a lot of people forgot about that. Literally stormed up into Cassie and Lexi's home, threatening them to tell who beat up Nate. And of course, Cassie being Cassie, she did. But like, I'm gonna get to Cassie later. I have a lot to say. But yeah, hates Nate. Called him his biggest regret. But yet, you were the one who refused to put him in therapy, if I heard that correctly. Didn't his wife literally say, yeah, it's because her dad didn't believe in therapy that you're like this? If you probably had your son talk to someone, because your son hates you, so he's not going to talk to you. He doesn't really respect his mom, it seems like, so he's not going to talk to his mother. He doesn't like his brother. If y'all just put him in a therapy session, I feel like he would have turned out a little bit better. Had him talk to literally anyone. But you don't believe in therapy. So I think you're the one to blame for all of your son's baggage up here. It's literally nothing but your fault. Maybe the mom's too, because the mom is pretty effed up too. His whole family, Nate's whole entire family, I dislike. Even the brother. He's done nothing to me, but I'll give it another season. I'm sure. Like that's a family full of menaces to society. Like keep them away from every character. Let's just go on to Nate, shall we? Since I'm like already on the Jacobs family train. Added nothing but chaos and mayhem to everyone's lives. Exactly what he did last season, but like amp it up to like maybe 10 times worse. He came over to Maddy's house for the disc, but instead of just asking like a normal person, he threatens to kill himself on top of Maddy. I'm gonna get to that first, because that's probably the most sick and twisted thing he's done. Maybe it's in top 3. It's debatably the most sick and twisted thing he's ever done. You know how much he has scarred Maddy? Between what he did to her last season, between hooking up with her best friend, now you're coming over to her house with a Glock, like with a whole Glock, with ammo and everything, playing Russian roulette, playing with her life, playing with your life. Stay away from Maddy. Stay away from Cassie, though Cassie's asking for it, but still stay away from the woman. Stay away from Jules. Stay away from the woman in this town. I can't stress that enough. Nate, you're very annoying when it comes to the woman in your life. Even your mom knows it. She's like, you're very angry. You're not that great of a person. All of the women in your life, they kind of suck. But I guess this is how we raised you, because literally his parents are terrible. Which makes sense how he turned out, but doesn't excuse the fact that he's been a menace to everyone. It's getting to the point now where I'm just like, I don't really need a redemption, which is what I think that they were trying to do this season, between giving Jules back the disc and sending Cal to jail. I think that he's on a little redemption arc, and I don't need that in my life. He's done too much. He's done way too much to too many people for me to put up with this. No redemption arc for Nate. No redemption arc for Cal. No redemption arc for the Jacobs family. We don't need that. We're fine with him being the villain, because he plays it so well. He does it so easily. Like, if he were to redeem himself now, I'm just like, yeah, I don't want it. You say that you love Maddy, yet you hook up with her best friend, who was Cassie, who you say you love, but yet you go to Jules. You say you don't like Jules, yet you admitted to everything you said last season true. And she also said that everything she said to him was true. So what's really going on, Nate? You need to make up your mind. I'm so sick of this. I'm tired. I'm sick of this. You like to manipulate and control people, which is why you're so hooked on Cassie, because she's so submissive and easy. Like, she loves pleasing people. That's Cassie's downfall, right? So that's why you want her. But everyone else, what's up with that? What's up with that, Nate? We need to have a talk one-on-one. without the guns involved, please. When I say he was worse than last season, I'm questioning it because everything that he did this season was a blur because it was with Cassie, and every time Cassie was on screen, I kind of blacked out. So was he worse? I think so, but can I name on my fingers everything he did? No, because at some point you just gotta, it's too hard. It's like, I can't keep track of what Nate does, but fuck Nate. Y'all already know though. Y'all already know the drill. I hope he leaves all the women alone. That's all I want. But that's not gonna happen. It's wishful thinking. Next character, Kat. Barbie, I'm so sorry for what Sam Levinson put you through, because everyone was like, yeah, Sam and Barbie are beefing because of how the season played out for Kat's character. So I was already a little worried. I did not think it would get this bad. Little to no screen time, little to no lines. The only lines that she had were to talk about Ethan, yet nothing was shown from her and Ethan's relationship except for the breakup scene. Breakup via brain disorder. Is that who we are, Kat? Is this who we are? Oh, Sam Levinson really made a villain out of me, because what the heck? Like, that makes no sense. Out of all the ways to get Kat to break up with him, that was what you wrote in the script? That was your choice? Oh, don't piss me off. You could have gone in so many different plots, so many different ways. You start off the season with her being like she can't love herself, like she has a problem loving herself, like she just can't do it. To her continuously saying, hey, yeah, me and Ethan aren't working. She says these in conversations with like Cassie and Maddy, but like she doesn't really say it to anyone else. She doesn't have scenes with Ethan to show how things are going bad with them until this breakup scene. And I'm just here like, this is so random. Ethan's just trying to thrive in theater, and his girlfriend is like, yeah, I'm breaking up with you because I have a brain disorder. Like, Ethan, I'm so sorry. But Kat, I'm so confused. Everything that happened with Kat, I blame with Sam. All of the characters that went through some unnecessary shit, I blame on Sam, but especially Kat, because you could tell that he really did not know what to do with her this season. The whole cam girl thing could have easily been a continuous plot. Like, the stuff that happened in season 1 could have easily continued on in season 2 with Kat. But you made her such a background character that I think it just fizzled out until the last episode where you had her in the play being a cam girl. I don't know if that was like in real life, if she went back to her cam girl ways after she broke up with Ethan, or if Lexi really put that in the play. And if Lexi did put that in the play, I'm confused as to why she did. But lots of stuff that was in the play was questionable on Lexi's part. But I'll get to Lexi in a second. I don't understand what went wrong behind the scenes. I'm very curious as to what, no matter what, I'm going to be on Barbie's side. She had so much potential. All the women in this season had so much potential. Yet you let me down, Sam. Yeah, that's Kat. Literally nothing to say, because what is there to say? Okay, next we have Maddy. Maddy deserves so much better. I'm so sorry, honey. I'm so sorry that everyone around you kind of like just has it out for you, it seems like. Literally between Nate and Cassie, like, oh my god, I felt so bad for her. Your best friend screwing your ex-boyfriend who abused you. Oh, it's terrible out here. Didn't tell you at all. Rue told her. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I genuinely am. She should have beat Cassie's ass sooner though. I'm surprised that she didn't as soon as she found out. Like, when they showed the aftermath of like Rue telling Cassie and Nate's business to Maddy or whatever, I was like, wow. She didn't beat her ass. She chased her up the stairs. Yeah, she didn't beat her ass. She did kind of in the last episode, but I was just like, huh, I thought it'd be a lot worse. Because I really wanted Cassie to feel it. Because Cassie's all like, oh, I'm the big and bad. I'm the villain. I'm so scary. I'm crazier. Yet running in her little stilettos every time Maddy shows up. You know how powerful Maddy is for that? Like, come on. She's such an icon. She just deserves better. And I'm talking about like actually better, like better friends, better relationships. Her views on relationships, it scares me, because she wants a relationship with just darkness, and that's not good. I want Maddy to know that she deserves better and that this treatment isn't her fault. Like, her crying in her bed after Nate pulled a gun on her, I was like, oh my god. Then Maddy crying outside the door that Cassie locked herself in after she found out that Nate and Cassie were screwing each other. She was just crying nonstop this season. I'm just like, I can't do it anymore. I want her to go to college and get some peace. That's all I want. Because aren't they seniors? Aren't Maddy, Cassie, and Nate seniors, and Kat? I'm hoping, because I think there's going to be a time jump later on for season 3. I'm hoping that she's in college and she's thriving and she's happy. because I don't get it. I don't get why Maddy has to keep suffering like this. It's a little bit hurtful to me. It's getting to a point where I'm gonna have to intervene. The only thing I question though is she had that disc the whole time. She watched the disc. We know that from like back to season 1. Why didn't she give it to Jules instantly? Because there was a clip of them at the bowling alley. So like I'm assuming her and Jules are like at least on good friend speaking terms. You'd think that she would have given the disc to Jules anyway. I know there was an interview with Alexa Demi saying that, yeah, it was written in the script that like Maddy was gonna give it to Jules, but they cut it out. Why? Because why does Nate need to be the one to give it to Jules? It's into this whole like overarching redemption thing that's going on, and I don't like that. Maddy should have been the one to give the disc to Jules. The fact that she didn't give it to her sooner, because she was driving around in the car with it, and I was like, and then given to Nate by force, not by choice. Yeah, so many choices that were made this season that I'm kind of just like, questioning. We're gonna get to the most questionable choices of the season so far. Let's talk about Cassie. I'm just gonna name off everything that she did this season so we can all just like settle in this together, shall we? Took off her underwear in Nate's car, had sex with Nate at the house party Maddy was at, then wanted to cry about it, even though she knew what she did was terrible. Dressed up for Nate to get his attention, but noticed that he only looked at her when she dressed as Maddy. How pathetic. Ratted Fez out to Cal. Oh, wow. To save Nate's ass? Pathetic. Basically begging to continue sleeping with Nate. Even though he said, I'm getting angry. Nate was the one who said, hey, maybe this isn't a good idea. Nate with the common sense for once. Nate was kind of reading her throughout the season, and it made me angry. Because you know how messed up you have to be to have Nate actually talking some sort of sense? Like, it pissed me off that I had to be on his side every time that he was reading Cassie for Phil. Because I was like, this is so... He's not wrong. He literally told her, yeah, this isn't a good idea they're working up. And she was literally begging, pleading for him. Until she ran out in a construction zone, making him chase after her. Like, we're in the trenches. But the list isn't even done. Let me continue. She slept with Nate, knowing Maddy wanted to get back together with him. Walked around in a bathing suit at Maddy's birthday party to get his attention, knowing that Nate was there. Sobbing, crying, and throwing up at the party. Literally. That was disgusting, but also very funny. Told everyone Rue was lying just because she's a drug addict. She's on my hit list for that, because anyone who crosses Rue, I have an issue with. Said she was more of a victim than Rue. Again, we're out to get Rue. I don't understand why, Cassie. Why is that? Microaggressive. A little. Just a tad. I don't like that. When Maddy found out about her and Nate, she wasn't calling Maddy asking for forgiveness. She was calling Nate. Like at least 100 times. There was no point in time where she was calling, texting Maddy like, hey, can we please talk, and would you please forgive me? No, she was only ringing up Nate constantly. Dressed like Maddy when Nate finally accepted her. Ruined Lexi's play by being mildly racist and fighting the cast even though Nate already broke up with her ass by then. You see how I'm just like naming everything and it just gets worse as it goes on? Because that's how it felt. By episode, it just kept getting worse. Like every single episode was rock bottom, and I don't understand how Sam Levinson did that, but it made Cassie Hive quiet. Like at least by episode 5, I don't think there was any room for like defending anything, because I was Cassie Hive, but I had to turn in my badge once Rue got involved, because you're not gonna cross Rue. No. Like, how do you defend this? 8 episodes straight of just clownery. Oh, I'm crazier. I can do what Maddy can. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But yet, every time Maddy's in the room, it's crickets. Every time Maddy's in the room, it's click, clack, because that's your heels running away. You are a fool, Cassie. I don't think she's a terrible person, but it's just because she foreshadowed this in the first episode. She keeps on making mistakes and she's not learning from them. And I don't think she's going to learn from this one yet either, because at the end of the season, I don't think it's like she doesn't look like she feels bad about it at all. She was in that bathroom with Maddy and she didn't look like she felt bad at all. She was like, yeah, Nate broke up with me. She didn't apologize, nothing. She still hasn't learned. I'm hoping better for her next season, but I feel like my hopes are just going to go in the toilet. It's not looking good for Cassie Hive right now. For the 5 of you that are still left, I don't know how y'all are doing this. I'm sorry, y'all are stronger than me. Because I turned in my badge with swiftness when she called out Rue being a drug addict. I was like, You're more of a victim than Rue because what, Cassie? Screaming, crying, saying that, oh, well, they were broken up. You're not the good guy. Like Lexi was right. You're not the good guy. The mother was right. It's the principal. It's the don't fuck your best friend's boyfriend principle, whether they're together or not. dingbat, letting him choose what you eat, what you wear, who you talk to. Is this who we are, Cassie? Is this who we are? Get up, girl. Stand up. All weak in the knees. You need to stand up. We were fighting for you. We were all fighting for you. We all believed in you, and then you failed a nation. It's very sad. This season could have gone so differently with Cassie, because after the mess that McKay put her through last season, I was like, maybe she'll like go this season and try like find herself. But no, Nate being Nate had to like prey on her, because Nate saw how naive, how fragile, how vulnerable she was outside that gas station eating donuts, and he picked her up in her car, and things just went downhill from there. Because whenever Nate has a woman in his clutches, he just knows how to destroy them. It's very easy for him, but Cassie made it easier because she's just so submissive. She wants to please every man that comes into her life because daddy issues. But it's just getting to a point now where I was like, what do you say to defend this? Like, how do you guys defend this? I really want better for her, but I feel like next season is just going to be her trying to get Nate back. And I don't know if I can watch that again. I have 2 years to prepare myself before the next season drops. I don't know how I'm even going to recover from this season. Like, Cassie put me through the ringer. I didn't think it was going to get worse, and they got worse every single episode. It was mayhem. It was terrible. Oh, I'm getting a headache. Yeah, I'm done. That's Cassie. We are in the trenches, Cassie Hive. What do we do now? It's really just her and that wig against the world. Like, there's nothing I can do for her now. Oh, that's tragic. Okay, so the next character we have is Lexi. Little Miss Tony Award nominee herself, possibly Tony Award winner. But that play, highlight of the season, probably one of the best things that have come out of the show. She's just a phenomenal genius woman. I know y'all are very on the fence when it comes to Lexi because of this play. I don't really understand why. I mean, don't get me wrong. Should she have asked for consent before including real life people that she knows into the play? Sure. Okay. I feel like you guys are missing the point, because a lot of these characters are terrible people, or just characters that have just been through a lot of terrible shit that have made them make questionable decisions. And Lexi being Lexi, she has observed all of those decisions that have been made for the past like 2 seasons that we've seen, but she's been doing that her whole life. Even her mom said, you've just been taking care of everyone your whole life. Like, I know that you're so tired. Like, Lexi has seen it all. She's the only person who has seen every decision without being actually affected. And I think she's the only person who could have pulled off this kind of thing. I think that the characters needed to see a version of themselves that's basically from an outsider's perspective. Someone who was not affected that much by all of the decisions that these people are making, but sees the decisions they are making, how it's affecting everyone else. That's who Lexi is. That's her character. So for like everyone saying that she's boring, yeah, she's boring. She's one of the few normal people in this, normal being used loosely, but she's one of the few normal people on this show. She doesn't have much going on other than just watching everyone and seeing how shit plays out. So I'm surprised that she didn't make a play sooner. If not a play, then written a book or something. She has so much material to work with. So when I found out that she was writing a play, I was like, oh, this is gonna be amazing. I'm rooting for her. Probably the best playwrights of all time. Like Lin-Manuel Miranda, I haven't heard a word from him since this episode aired. He's been very quiet. No one listens to her except for Fez. So her making this play makes sense, because if she were to go to these people and telling them what she thinks about them, they would not have listened to her. So y'all saying that, oh, if she just talks to them maybe instead of making a whole play, but they don't listen. We've seen that for a whole season. She's been trying to talk to people. They just don't listen to her. She's been doing that throughout this season too. They just don't listen to her. So she goes to Fez. The only person who will listen to her is a drug dealer. That's the reality of it. So y'all that are like mad at Lexi, sure, go be mad, but I don't understand how else these characters are supposed to see the light. Were there some unnecessary things in the play? Sure, but I'm rooting for it. And like I said, her relationship, her friendship with Fez is really cute. I genuinely hope that she somehow gets that letter that he wrote to her. I'm hoping. I'm like, because it, like, the cops were stepping on it, shooting at it. I'm just like, I just need her to get the letter. I just need her to get the letter. She was checking her phone every 5 minutes and he just wasn't there. And I'm just like, Lexi, please. Your homeboy is literally locked up in the jail cell, like, as we speak, as your play is going on. He's shot. He's literally, like, he's been through the ringer, and like, an hour episode. Like, please give him a chance. If he ever gets out of jail, give him a chance, please. Her casting Ethan to play both her mom and Nate was a fantastic choice. Speaking of Ethan, give him a Tony as well. Give him a Tony Award immediately. Have him on Broadway. Have him up in a movie somewhere. He deserves to be seen by the public. He's too good. He's too good. I can't believe this is the same guy that Kat said is boring. Like, are you kidding? Like, he had me captivated. I was in the play. I felt like every time he was on screen, I was like, oh, he's giving me theatrics. He's giving me drama. He's giving me seriousness, but he's giving me comedy. Like, he can really do it all. Especially with that whole football locker room scene. Oh my God. Choreo. He did the choreo on point. He gave us everything we needed. Put him in Juilliard. Like, I'm telling you, the potential is there. But yeah, Lexi. There's nothing much to really say about Lexi. The whole entire season has just been about this play, and so for it to be like the last two parts of this season makes sense. So I'm happy that we got that. Because it's basically a Lexi episode. Episode 7 I feel like was more of a Lexi episode than episode 8 was, but yeah, we basically got a 2-parter Lexi episode, which I thought was nice. It's nice seeing a character that's like somewhat normal, that's just observing these characters going through this shit with you. Because like, as someone who's watching a show, you're just like, wow, this is terrible. But then Lexi's on the sideline. She's like, yeah, this is really terrible. Let's make a play out of it. Like, she's her brain. Every single thing that happened throughout the season, she was writing it down, making notes. Like, exactly. I know y'all are on the fence about Lexi, but that's my girl. Sorry. Moving on, we have Elliot. He was just there to break up Rue and Jules. And I'm okay with that. I don't think they needed a dramatic ending. I feel like, because that was all he was brought in to do, was like make mess happen and to sing for the last episode. I feel like that's literally all because like he was barely there. He didn't get an episode himself, but then again, they weren't really doing solo episodes anymore, so I guess that's somewhat valid. But yeah, he wasn't really there. He was just there to cause mess and drama. I'm not mad that he told Jules. I know a lot of people were mad when he did that. I don't know why. Jules deserved to know. I'm surprised that she didn't know that Rue was doing drugs, because there was no way the people around her thought that she was actually sober. There's no way. She's walking into doors at a public high school, high out of her mind, like can barely keep her eyes open, wearing the hoodie, like we know when that like burgundy purple hoodie is on, we know the deal. Like, she's not in her right mind. So the fact that Jules didn't know anyway was very suspicious to me. So Elliot telling her, I was like, yeah, she needs to know. I'm glad that she knows. I'm glad that he told her. Someone had to. I know that everyone doesn't like that he did it, but like, someone had to. He told Jules about the drugs without telling her about Rue's plan about getting the drugs. That's suspicious to me. I was like, huh, you're okay. Rue literally told Elliot about her plan of going to get like $1,000 worth of drugs from some drug dealer. She didn't say who it was from, but she literally mentioned her plan to him, and he was like, that's a great idea, idiot. So why did he not mention that? Because now all those drugs are down the toilet. Why didn't he tell Jules about where she possibly got the drugs from? Like, no thoughts, head empty, Elliot. Like, what's going on? And then for you to say, maybe I shouldn't have said anything, this isn't really my place. You didn't say enough. You didn't say enough. Cause what's not clicking? 1 + 1 = 2, not 5. Drugs. A suitcase full of them. Where does her mom think that she got those drugs? I'm very confused. Literally, Elliot. Cause now, I mean, I think Sam forgot that he wrote this in, but Rue owes $10K to Lori, a queen pin, who gave her those drugs. Elliot should have told Jules that, hey, she was planning on getting drugs from like a drug dealer, thousands of dollars worth of drugs. Why didn't he say anything? That's my issue. If anything happens to Rue next season because of this little plot line that hasn't come full circle so far, I'm gonna get angry. That's all I feel about Elliot. At this point, I'm kind of indifferent. I'm just like, okay, you exist, you're there. He's nice to look at. Dominic Fike, I think that's his name. He's nice. I like his voice. He didn't need to sing for like 5-6 minutes straight in the last episode though. You know what camera time could have been spent on that? Kat. You know what camera time could have been spent on that? Gia. You know, literally anyone else. We didn't have to do that. The song is pretty, I think. I mean, I skipped through most of it, but like, I thought that the song was nice, but he didn't need to do that. Not for the season finale. Oh, y'all are crazy. Okay, let's get into top 3 characters. Okay, let's talk about Jules. I'm not gonna lie. I've been putting off making a Euphoria video for so long because I'm scared of Jules' hype. Y'all love to defend Jules in the most like kind of harsh ways, and I am scared to speak my piece on this even now because y'all are still like defending her after everything, and I'm just here to say that I haven't liked Jules since season 1. Doesn't mean like I wish nothing but like the worst for her. Do I wish Nate upon her? No, that's literally the worst case scenario. No, I do not. But I don't like her, and I'd rather her not be around Rue. That's all I have to say. And I could talk about how she cheated on Rue with Elliot and then showing up for an intervention at Rue's house with Elliot's clothes on, with Elliot in the room the night after you were cheating on her with him. I could talk about that. I could get into that. I could talk about how, she was in Elliot's car breaking into a liquor store to steal liquor with Rue in the back seat in attic, then gaslighting her because of her drinking when you literally just stole liquor from a liquor store with Elliot. But I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into that. I could say how she repeatedly says that she loves her while also like cheating on her in the other room. I could get into it, but I'm not gonna do that. I feel like more people are mad about her telling Leslie about Rue relapsing than all this other shit that she did, when that was probably the most sensible, reasonable thing that she's ever done in this show. Let's just be clear. Jules telling Leslie about Rue's drugs, best decision made in this show, I feel like, because what else was she supposed to do with that information? Y'all actually being mad at Jules for telling Rue's mom that Rue was back on drugs is so mind-boggling to me. Out of everything she's done this season, that's what y'all are mad at? Really? Is this who we are? No thoughts, head empty timeline, head empty. I'm trying to understand. Because every time I get on Twitter, it's like, yeah, Jules is okay, but I don't like how she ratted out the drug addict for doing drugs. I don't like that. Also, her drug addict is her girlfriend that she supposedly loves. So of course, for her well-being, she's looking out for her. She wants her to like not do drugs. That would be nice. So yeah, of course you're gonna tell Leslie. What did y'all think was gonna happen? Do I think that they should have flushed all those drugs down the toilet? No. Is no one else curious about how she got the drugs? That's what I'm worried about. Because Jules said we flushed them down the toilet. So I'm guessing it was a partnership. Her and Leslie were just going at it, flushing all the pills, all the opiates down the toilet. But did they not wonder where the suitcase came from? Did they not wonder where this, 16, 17-year-old girl got drugs from? Like, got all of these pills from? That's what I'm curious about. Y'all threw all those, were no questions being asked? Take action, questions later. That's not it. I have no problem with her ratting out Rue about the drugs. I have a problem with everything else, but that's literally the least of my concerns. Jules doing that, great, because without her doing that, without Elliot telling Jules, she definitely would have died, and Rue knows that. So let's all just nip that in the bud. Apparently she's best friends with Maddy, and I don't mind that. I would actually like to see more scenes of them in the future. Because that little bowling alley scene, I thought it was really cute. I don't know where it came from. I don't know how they became best friends. I feel like that was thrown in just to be thrown in like most of the season, but I liked it. I think that they're good for each other. I think that's a good, healthy friendship. I really just want her to stay away from Rue. That's all there is to it. Y'all love the Rules ship or whatever, but I've been praying on their downfall since, I don't know, mid-season 1. Because they're just not good for each other. They're really not. Please stop this. Rue, I ship Rue with sobriety. I ship Rue with getting sober. I ship Rue with no person, no living thing. I ship Rue with her sobriety. That's the main focus. That's all I want. The last thing Rue needs is for Jules coming up to her at the end of Lexi's play saying that she loves her. That's the last thing. That's the literally last thing. You could have mentioned that, hey, I cheated on you with Elliot. That wasn't mentioned though. But hey, I love you. I miss you. Rue and Jules, they're cute. The concept is cute, but let's give it up. Like, let's just give it up. There's no hope. I want to say that there's hope, but between the both of them, and they both have issues that they need to work on separately, like real life issues. I'm talking like months away from each other. Like months. I'm so serious. Next character, Gia. Okay, the only reason Gia is in here is not because she did anything that I have like commentary on. It's just because I want her to do more. I thought we were going to get a Gia episode this season. I know, little me the fool. I thought we were going to get a Gia episode. Instead, we got a Cal episode because I'm Boo Boo the fool. So next season, I'm begging for Storm Reid to act her butt off as Gia in her own solo episode. Because after everything that Rue put Gia through this season, I'm surprised that she didn't get an episode, because she was very, very present whenever Rue was losing her shit. And I like that. I liked getting to see the Bennett household a lot more this season. I feel like we didn't really get to see that much of it last season as opposed to this season. That hallway, that ugly ass hallway, we got to see more of. And Gia continuously crying, peeking out through the corners of that hallway. Like, I just need her to be happy. I feel like she's always struggling, and I feel like she's struggling more. She's getting D's in math, detention like 3 times a week. I just want her to do better, and I want her to actually speak her opinions, like speak up for herself. Like, Ollie is right. Let the girl be mad. Let the girl be mad at Rue. Is it supportive? No, but like, it's not healthy for like this 14-year-old girl to just like bottle everything up inside, especially in the household that they're living in. Absolutely not. Gia, speak up. Get angry, Gia. Feel something other than sadness, please. I'm begging. Like, yeah, that's all for Gia. I just want her to thrive more in season 3, because constant sadness and tears all throughout this season. I can't do it anymore. I can't. Hoping the best, but am I gonna get it? Doubtful. Last character I'm gonna be talking about is Miss Ruby Bennett. Oh, Rue. You know, I had a feeling that we were gonna hit rock bottom with Rue as well as Cassie, but I didn't know how bad it would have gotten mid-season. Oh, episode 5 was just a trip. Episode 5 was the best episode. That's not debatable. That's just a fact. But everything that happened like before episode 5, I have so many questions. Okay, so she went through cardiac arrest in the first episode with Elliot in a laundry room. Great way to start off the season, right? So I already knew that we were gonna go downhill. But then like she started gaslighting Gia into basically like getting her permission to do drugs. I was like, huh, okay, now I'm pissed off. Now I'm mad at Rue. I'm rarely ever mad at Rue, but like now I'm upset. Like now I'm actually genuinely mad at Rue. Told Jules that she couldn't stand her while being in the car with Elliot. I don't really blame her for that. I agree. I agree, because like I said, the way that Jules and Elliot were gaslighting Rue for drinking after literally stealing liquor while Rue was being in the backseat, yeah, I don't mind. She was high as hell while doing it. She definitely wasn't sober minded, but whatever. I don't really care about that. Went to Lori to get drugs. Oh, I'm getting a headache. She went to a drug dealer to get drugs. $10K worth of drugs. Takes the drugs to an AA meeting. Tells off Ali of all people, your one supporter. Your main supporter for being real. Ali has stuck by you. Sat up in a diner with you eating cold ass waffles on Christmas Eve. Ali has been there for you since the beginning. And the way that she spoke to him, oh, I was pissed. Rue really made me angry. Like, the addict really jumped out this season. Like, oh my God. Like, don't get me wrong. It was very prominent last season, but this season, oh, it was just the downfall. It was so bad. I was like, we can't get worse. We can't get worse. Please, please. I was begging at that point, because I kept saying that for Cassie as well, and then it just kept getting worse. I was like, we're not getting worse than episode 5. I refuse. If we get worse than episode 5, then I don't think I can watch. Like, I'm getting sad. I'm getting angry. But then she got better. She's slowly getting better. I'm hoping it stays that way. I'm hoping. But she still owes the $10K to Lori. So what are we going to do, guys? What? She better make a GoFundMe or something. Like, she says that for the rest of the school year, she was sober. So I'm assuming that she lives to tell another tale, hence the foreshadowing of a time jump for next season. The fact that Lori has let her walk these streets without issues concerns me, because I was like, what's coming next season? Unless Sam literally just forgot that big plot that she stole 10K worth of drugs from a queen pen. Are we really gonna just skip over that? Because it hasn't been mentioned since episode 5, so I'm assuming that we're just gonna like not talk about that. And I'm assuming it's probably not even gonna get brought up next season, because the fact that she went through the rest of the school year without doing drugs is questionable. Like, well, we're definitely getting a time jump next season, there's no doubt about that, but like, this big plot hole is not gonna get solved. Like, it's very, it's annoying. Episode 5, she was wreaking havoc on a whole town. It was bad for her, literally like outrunning police, causing car crashes, breaking into quinceañeras, breaking glass tables, jumping into cactus fields, like hiding in trash cans, jumping from like rooftops and Converse. Like, she could have, instead of putting all that energy into drugs, she could have easily put into like cross country, because she has the stamina to do it. She was doing all of that while going through withdrawals. Like, she has it in her. If she's really going to be sober, hopefully throughout the rest of next season, have her try out for a sport, because I feel like she would really thrive. Also the breaking it and everything, like, she literally destroyed this town. So I'm curious, are the police like not banging on her door? Like, literally wreaked havoc on Euphoria town. No repercussions, no Lori knocking on her door, no police knocking on her door, nothing. And I'm fine with that. I want nothing bad to happen to Rue, but I'm just like, what happened to the plot? What happens to the original plot of the movie? Like, I feel like they really just started all these plot points and didn't finish any of them. Told Maddy about Cassie sleeping with Nate. I love that, because I had a feeling Rue was going to do it. I just didn't know how, because we all remember when she saw Cassie get into Nate's truck that night and kiss him. That was like in episode 1 or 2. So we all knew that Rue was going to be somehow involved. Did I think it was going to be while she was on the run? No, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't know. And the thing is, I know that her, Rue, Cassie, they all go way back, right? But like, you could tell that Maddy really roots for Rue. Like, she was on, like, she didn't doubt Rue for 1 second. She believed her instantly. Like, they've been besties since day one. Don't mess with them. I would love more episodes with them. I would love more scenes, more episodes of just Rue and Maddy. I feel like their friendship could be so wholesome. Almost stole drugs from Fez's grandma. That wasn't good. That was good. Like, when I tell you it was rock bottom, I really mean it was rock bottom. Episode 5, I don't think it could have gotten any worse. Like, I don't think it could have gotten any worse than episode 5. So I'm glad that like now she's in recovery mode. Like, she's good to go. Basically, like, she stayed sober throughout the rest of the year. Like, I'm still on that. Like, Zendaya's little voiceover, I thought I was hearing things incorrectly. I really thought like I was hearing things. I was like, the rest of the year. Interesting. I'm glad that she's getting sober and focusing on herself. I'm glad that she basically said, no, Jules. No, Jules. We are not getting back together. I literally said it without even saying anything. Good for her. Focus on your sobriety. Focus on yourself. You do not need anyone. No partner. Not right now. If she wants to get back with Jules later on, fine. But let's take it slow. Let's not start off with like love. Let's not start off with like having her be your new addiction, because that's what you did last season, kind of, and it went terribly. You relapsed. If they are going to get back together, which I really don't want, but if they do, I'm hoping that it's better. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping that this little like time jump does when they're separated. Just give them time to like deal with their issues. Also, stay friends with Lexi, please. I love Lexi and Rue's friendship, and the fact that they were barely in this season together, like having their moments until like the end of the season, really just did something to me. The fact that like it went full circle with it starting off with Lexi and Rue's friendship it back in like season 1 to like season 2, ending it that way after them being separated all season, because they both just had to work on their own issues separately. I was like, yes, that's what I want. That's what I needed. One of the only relationships that actually came full circle in this show that actually made sense. Wow. Yeah, stay friends with Lexi, Rue, please. I also like how she was in full support of Lexi's play. That little scene of like them talking about their daddy issues and then like hugging, and then like Lexi incorporated that hug on stage in the play. I'm trying to figure out, was that scene before or after the play? Because I'm pretty sure it was after, because Rue said that she was happy that she saw Lexi's play, but I'm confused, because if it was after the play, then how did Lexi put it in the play? I'm so confused. Or was it because Rue read the script? That's what I'm thinking. I think Rue actually did read that script that Lexi mentioned in like episode 2. I think she actually read it and okayed it, because I don't think Lexi put a lot of like sensitive personal stuff in there for Rue. I don't think she would have done it if Rue didn't give her the okay. I swear everyone was on Lexi's ass because they were just like, Rue's not gonna like it. I was like, Rue is literally probably her second fan. Lexi's number one fan is her mother. Her mother, hilarious. Definitely Lexi's number one fan. But yeah, that's all the characters. Now I'm going to briefly talk about what I disliked first and then what I liked. Because I think what I disliked has been mentioned throughout the whole entire video. But I'm just going to like put it in a bullet point format. The pacing, terrible. Too many slow-mo moments and poems in between. We don't need poetry every other scene. We don't need a poem narration with a montage every single episode. It doesn't need to happen. Just stick to actual plot points. Show us what's going on with characters. You don't need to do all this artistic shit half the time. Like it was nice in the first season when it actually like did something, but this season there was nothing much giving. Just random montages and vibes. Like, let's not do that next season. Getting rid of Kat's character for what? No reason. Okay. Gave us a bunch of plot points with no real ending for any of them. Gave Cal a whole backstory with the episode not being tied to him at all, and nothing in the season related to it either. Because everyone's like, oh my god, Cal's like lover from back in the day is gonna come back in the season. They're gonna like rekindle a relationship, and that never happened. Cal Hive, I know y'all are so sad. That woman that had a camera in Maddy's closet, literally filming her, and they did nothing with that other than make the lady give her address. Like, there were just so many different plot points that just didn't add up. Like, they didn't have to be that way. Y'all are just messy for no reason. The amount of nudity in the first half of the season was so unnecessary, especially when it comes to Sydney Sweeney. Love the woman to bits and pieces, and if she's okay with it, fine, like whatever, but y'all did not need to show her boobs as much as you did. But the amount of nudity does not need to happen. And even in an interview, she was like, yeah, there was a lot more, and I was like that doesn't need to be in there, and he cut it out. So I was like, there's more nudity that didn't get included in the season. Like, there's something wrong with that Levinson man, I swear, because this isn't normal. Even with like the woman who plays Faye, she was like, yeah, the scene where like he wanted me to crawl into a vent, he wanted me to do it naked. I was like, what is wrong with this man? What is wrong with Sam Levinson? We don't need as much nudity. I know that that's like your only shock factor when it comes to this show, but no more nudity. It doesn't need to happen. I promise you, no more boobs, no more dicks, no more. Let's make it stop. Stop the madness. Stop the violence. Stop the nudity. Let's take a break and just focus on actual plot, because you barely gave any this season, and the shock factors aren't shocking anymore. They're just very annoying and unnecessary. Do better next time. Get actual, like, oh, I don't know, script writers in there. The writer's room needs to add more people, because what you're doing right now, Levinson man, it's not working anymore. I'm sorry. This season was a whole mess. It was a montage of mess with nothing at the end to show for it. On to things that I did like. Lexi's play, Rue's recovery, and Lexi and Rue's friendship being back. Love that for them. I actually liked how they ended things with Maddy and Cassie. I know I said that like I wish that like she got a few more punches in, but the whole bathroom scene with Maddy literally staring at Cassie being all blood and bruised, like, yeah, that was funny to me. Because what is there left to say between the two? Maddy knows that like Cassie knows what she's in for, and Maddy doesn't have to say anything else. I feel like that bathroom scene of them just staring at each other in silence, Maddy's final words, that's all that needs to be said between the two of them. I don't think they need to be friends ever again. And I think if they were to be friends, then Cassie's really gonna have to work for it. But I want better for Maddy, so I'm hoping that that's not the case. I also like the music. You know, Euphoria's music, Labyrinth, can never go wrong with Labyrinth on this track. The music was top tier. Yeah, I fucking did it. Has been on repeat for like weeks. It's too good. The version of I'm Tired with Zendaya, masterpiece. You know what they could have done instead of giving Elliot that 5-minute guitar solo? They could have easily just done another like musical number, but with Rue. Like how they did with the season finale last season. They could have easily done that with Rue for I'm Tired. I don't know how they would have done it, since like Labyrinth was kind of already performing it in like episode 4. But they could have easily done that. Because I was hoping for another All For Us big dramatic musical number. And I didn't really get that. I got Elliot on a guitar. But I did get that with Ethan though. So maybe you win some, you lose some. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. that's my Euphoria video. This season was such a mess, and now that I think about everything I've talked about and I look at my notes over here, I'm just like, what did I even watch for 8 weeks? What did we all go through together? Every single Sunday night, the timeline was in shambles, and then like the recovery of the timeline with the days followed after that, mess. And now we're gonna have to wait 2 years for the mess to continue. Oh, it's bad for us out here. Euphoria Hive, all we know is struggle, really. I hope they take those 2 years to actually plan a plot, more character driven plots, and not just random stuff being put in to make the characters more dislikable. Just, you know, good show writing. That's all I'm hoping for in season 3. Let's hope that's the last season too, because there's no way that they're dragging this out for like more than 3 seasons. They can't. I refuse. We're not doing this. Yeah, that's my video. If you like it, thanks. If you'd like to follow me on all my other social medias, here they are. I mostly interact on Twitter, where you can find all of my tweets, all my episode threads about Euphoria. They're going to be on there. If you'd like to follow me on all my other social medias, they will be linked in the description below. Yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone.